for the purpose of the recording, just to bring everyone back to some of the things that we've already done so far, I just want to revisit in the visibility transformation challenge. We had an early kickoff in December, and we started with goal alignment, which was basically aligning your personal and business goals to prepare you to put yourself out there. And we have already taken massive steps in putting ourselves out there in a big way. We then did our business one-liners. In the Facebook group, you will find under the Files tab the document that outlines how to do that. So if you weren't part of that session, you can still go in and do that and catch up by downloading the files from the Files tab. So the business one-liner was the second thing we did. And then next we really went in great detail on building our ideal client personas. And again, that document is in the files section in the Facebook group. And also the video replays from that are in the Facebook group. And it's also on the YouTube channel for MSW Interactive Designs. So if you go to youtube.com/ and then MSW Interactive Designs, then you will find all the replays. And normally, like today, once we're done, the recording will process. And then what I'll do is I'll send a link over to Lucas, and it generally takes him a couple of days to get the video done and then put up on YouTube. So what today is Friday, so I would expect it'll probably be there by Monday on the replay. And then as soon as I hear from him that the video is done, then I put it in the Facebook group as well, so that you can rewatch all or part of it. And then on our last session, last Wednesday, we went in and did a deep dive on building a brand kit or a brand influence kit. I put the word influence in there because it's much bigger than a traditional brand kit. And I gave you an outline or a directory structure of all the things that you would want to include in this brand influence kit. And we built the directory structure knowing full well that we probably don't have all of those assets created yet for our business. But as part of this challenge over the year, we're going to build all of those assets and have them available in a single place for your business so that you have a true asset for your business going forward. So knowing what all the stuff is in the brand influence kit, I just want to have that in the back of your mind as we start talking about this custom GPT. Because what we're going to do today is build a custom GPT that actually takes all the stuff that we have to date around our businesses, and we're going to build a custom GPT that we can use for marketing and messaging and all things business related that will be public facing. So that's the objective of this. And I do want to share, you can build multiple GPTs, custom GPTs. The one we're going to do today is going to be specifically for marketing and communications about your business. And you will also be able to evolve that custom GPT over time. So we'll start really basic today, and then you'll be able to add to it and help train it over the entirety of the rest of the year. So by the time we're done with this challenge, I would hope that we'll have a custom GPT for your business that ultimately speaks as well as you would about what your business does in the same style and tone and topics and things like that. So we'll be talking about this going forward. And I mentioned when we kicked off the Visibility Transformation Challenge that you need to have a paid version of Chat GPT in order to build a custom GPT. So you can utilize Chat GPT for free. They do not give you the ability without a paid plan to build a custom GPT. If you don't have that, you won't be able to play along with us as we do this. But if you go back and watch the recording or look at the handout that I'm going to show you, when you actually do upgrade your account, it will walk you through step by step. So I do not have a lot of slides for this because I found in the number of times that I've taught this, it's just much easier to dive in and have you watch me do it in real time. While I'm sharing my screen, I'm going to show you some resources really quick that are available to you to download. So in the Visibility Challenge Facebook group, I uploaded today under files. I uploaded this. Let's see, where did it go? Build your ideal customer persona. Hold on, let me refresh this. Custom GPT. So how to build a custom GPT for your brand. So I'm going to open this up and just show you what's in here so you know what to expect when you download it. I am not going to walk through this entire document and the training because I'm just going to show you in real time, but that way you know everything that's in here, and it's a lot. And I tried to make it very easy for you to follow. So when you come in here and you download it, it starts with giving you some prompts. So we're actually going to start with this prompt today in our custom GPT to get it started. So we're going to tell Chat GPT what we want to do, and we're going to give it just a very basic amount of information about our business and have it kick off and help us. And then there's several other prompts that I've put in here that you can use to help you build your own custom GPT. So I'm not going to go through all of those. And then I've got a worksheet for you here. So if you don't have all the documents and stuff built for your brand story, and you don't have all your testimonials or your visual assets together yet, if you just come through and answer these questions, this will get you started as you build your custom GPT. So you're basically just telling it about your business, who you work with, what motivates them to buy, what their biggest challenges are, and then it'll ask you various questions about your business and your ideal customer and stuff. This is all in here just to serve as a guide. And then I've got a step-by-step. So you don't have to write all this down today. So it actually tells you what to click on. So when you go into Chat GPT, it'll tell you to go click here, click here, click here to go create all the stuff. So all those instructions are in here. I don't want you to be distracted by having to write a bunch of stuff down as I'm going through and doing it, because every step-by-step piece is in here for you already. And then this page is a suggestion of things that you should assemble before you start building your own. So have all of this stuff with you or accessible to you before you start building, so you don't have to go find it. So this is just a list. Obviously, you don't need everything on here, but this was just a brainstorm list. And then how to organize documents for training your GPT. So I'm going to show you an area in a few minutes where you can actually upload documents to your custom GPT to train it on your business. So this is just a way in detail how to organize those documents, because you're limited to 10 documents. So what you want to do is you can have the document be as long as you want, but you only get 10 of them. I suggest organizing your documents with a lot of stuff in each document. So this is just a way to organize them to make it easier. And then I have a section in here on things to avoid when you're building your custom GPT as well. So I would recommend when you start diving in and trying this on your own, just print this out. There is a lot here. I don't intend for it to be overwhelming, but I wanted to give you as much information as possible so that you can have success when you go to do it on your own. So that said, I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to come over and we're just going to get started. So when you have a paid version of Chat GPT and you log in, this is what it's going to look like. Now, over on the left-hand side on my screen, you will see we actually have a ton of custom GPTs, because we build custom GPTs for all of our performance program clients, performance marketing program clients, because we write a lot of content for them. And I have multiple team members who sometimes have their hands in different client accounts working on content. So by having custom GPTs that are trained on individual client businesses, it makes the things that we produce a lot more consistent across multiple team members, across multiple weeks, and makes the language the same and just the overall vibe of the client the same. So we have built a ton of them. And then over here in Chat GPT, these are just threads of content that we've been working on lately. And you can see even for the Visibility Transformation Challenge and my custom GPT builder prompts, I use Chat GPT all the time for ideation, and to help me produce content very quickly. Now, I do have multiple GPTs for my own business as well. So this Chat GPT account is one that my entire team uses. So we all have access to all of our client custom GPTs. And then I have a separate second Chat GPT account that is just for MSW internal things. Like I said, today we're going to build a marketing GPT for your business. You can also build a custom GPT for your human resources. You can build a custom GPT for your business financial analysis. You can build a custom GPT for contracts. So anything that you're doing in your business, and you have a custom GPT, I recommend doing separate GPTs for separate business areas. So marketing, standard operating procedures, HR, financial analysis, all those things, because when you'll see as we train them, they can get really good at one specific thing, and it doesn't start hallucinating and cross-referencing financial stuff with my marketing stuff or HR stuff with my SOPs. So I keep them all separate, and each of the custom GPTs are good at that one thing and is focused on that one thing. So we're going to dive in, and the way that you create a custom GPT is you come over here in the upper right, and it says My GPT. So I'm going to click on that. And just a reminder, you guys, this can be absolutely interactive. I cannot see you because I've got the screen minimized where all of your wonderful faces are. So if you want to ask a question, just go ahead and interrupt me at any time, okay? So don't feel bad about that. Just chime in. Okay, so we're going to go to create a GPT. So this is how you create a brand new one. And then if you notice here, there's a tab called Create, and there's a tab called Configure. You will use both these tabs. So when I go in and build a custom GPT just on my own, I normally go direct to the Configure tab. But if you're new to building custom GPTs, you might as well just start with the Create tab because it's designed to help you build your custom GPT. So that document I showed you where I had the prompt already pre-written, I'm just going to paste that in here. I thought I copied it. Let's just go get it again. If you just came in late, this document is available in the files in the Facebook group. I just uploaded it this morning, and it has a lot of stuff documented that you're actually going to witness me doing today. So I'm going to take this prompt. This is the prompt to get started, and I'm just going to copy it. And then I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to paste it. And it is not letting me paste. That is just wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to type it then. Oh, Sandy, duh. Not up here, down here. I was trying to paste it in the wrong place. So here is where I pasted it. So I'd like to create a custom GPT for my business. And then I have an area here where you put your business name in. So I'm just going to put MSW Interactive Designs that can generate high quality marketing content. It should help me educate my audience, build trust, provide exceptional value, and increase conversions. My website is, so I'm going to put my website in here. And then I just told it, ask me the right questions to ensure my GPT is well trained. So I'm just prompting it to tell me what it needs from me in order to build this custom GPT. So let's see what it does. I'm going to have to give it a second because I am on a shared Wi-Fi with 5,000 people at this conference. So it might be a little slow, so bear with me. All right, so let's give it a name. It wants to give it a name. That's cool. And you can see over here that it is actually starting to populate some stuff. So how about MSW Marketing Pro? Let me know if you'd like something different. That's okay. Let's use that. That's fine. Okay, awesome. Now I'll generate a profile picture for MSW Marketing Pro. Okay, so now it is connected to Dolly and Sora. So it's creating a picture. So a little icon that's showing up over here on its own. So that's cool. I'll stick with that for now. You see how it's just walking me through? So now what tone and style should it use? Should it be formal and professional, friendly and conversational, or something else? I think it needs to be friendly and professional while still being empathetic to frustrations of small business owners trying to grow. Okay, so it's updating. It's going to come back and probably ask me more questions. What specific types of content would we be producing? So all of that, blogs, social, email, SEO, all of that, plus text marketing and long form educational content like webinars. Now notice I have a typo here. I'm not going to go back and correct it. It understands and it can overcome that. For you, if you're doing this for your business, what kind of products or services do you do? And then what kind of content do you want it to produce? Okay, so now would you like it to include calls to action in its content? If so, should they be soft and educational or direct and conversion focused? So yes, I do want calls to action. So yes to CTAs. And I'm just going to be specific. I'd like a mix of, let's say, for every 10 soft educational CTAs, add in 2 hard conversion CTAs. So giving more value than asking for sales. That's just the approach that I like to take. So what is that for you? And it's only asking me these questions, you guys, because in that first prompt, I said, you ask me the right questions to ensure it's well trained. So that's why the prompt is important. So now it says, that's a great balance. Now, do you want the MSW Marketing Pro to provide data-driven insights such as industry benchmarks to support? And like, absolutely, this is really important in my industry. Always back with data when possible and check for accuracy. So I'm going to tell it to make sure that it's checking. I don't want it to make stuff up. Don't make stuff up. I'm just going to say, don't make stuff up. So sometimes you'll see with Chat GPT that it will, when I found this when I'm working on writing content for clients, it'll just make up testimonials. Like, no, we can't make up testimonials. Don't do that. So I just tell it, don't make stuff up. It has to be real. All right, so here we go. Would you like us to analyze and improve existing marketing content? Yes, I hadn't thought about that. Absolutely. I am going to tell it. Now you can see it's updating its memory. It's updating its memory. And I'm going to come over to the configure tab and I'm going to show you now what it's actually doing on the back end. See, I hadn't typed anything over here, but what it's doing is it's actually building my custom GPT and populating this whole piece for me on the configure side. So it says this GPT is designed to generate high quality marketing content, and it specializes in crafting engaging copy. Now, so you guys watched me start from scratch. I did not write this. It actually built all of these custom instructions for me. It'll avoid generic marketing jargon, instead providing well-researched, practical, creative insights. It will incorporate calls to action. All recommendations will be backed by data. Additionally, it will analyze and optimize existing marketing content. So that was that last question it asked me. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to come back over to create. And now it says, is there anything else you'd like it to do, such as generating A/B test variations or competitor analysis? I'm going to say I'd like it to follow framework like StoryBrand, which is a marketing framework that my team utilizes. And it knows what StoryBrand is because there's a book called Building a StoryBrand by Donald Miller, but I'm going to remind it, it's Donald Miller StoryBrand. And also funnels, I'll say marketing funnels, like here I'm at Funnel Hacking Live. So like Russell Brunson's Funnel Hacking Live teachings, including the perfect webinar. So now this is stuff that you might not know. This is specific to my industry, but when you're thinking about your own GPT for your business, there are probably frameworks and standards and things like that that people use that you can tell it to make sure that it is leveraging in the stuff that it produces for you. So the reason I wanted to go ahead and add this in is because I want to go show you the update that it made to the custom instructions now that I've told it that I want it to do that. So it's still updating. We'll come over to the configure tab, see if it's been added yet. Okay, yeah, so it added another, it'll follow these proven frameworks. So this is great. So this is a good start. Now, when you're building your custom GPT, this is an iterative process because you can actually test your GPT over here on the right-hand side of the screen in real time and see what kind of answers it starts to give you. And then based on those answers, if some of the things you don't like, or you don't like some of the language it uses, or if it doesn't sound like you, this is where you can really start tweaking it and honing it. Now, you want to make sure as you're going that you're also clicking on create and update. I have not hit save yet. I am just going to hit create, and then we'll come back and we'll edit this. I want you to be aware that once you create it, everything will stay on the configure screen, but when you come back in to edit, everything on your create window will be gone. It will start with a fresh create window. So everything over here on create is being captured and put over here on the configuration, which is actually drives and runs the GPT for you. So I just don't want you to be surprised if you lose this stuff on the left-hand side. Okay, so just know that it'll go away. So I'm going to hit create. And you can actually share this GPT with people. So anyone with the link, or I can make it private to only me. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. That's the link if I wanted to share it. And the person on the receiving end of the share would also need to have the paid version of Chat GPT in order to utilize it. So now I'm going to come out and show you how you can now see MSW Marketing Pro, my custom GPT. It now appears in the list under custom GPTs for me. So I can use it here. If I come back to the Chat GPT home screen, it will also appear in the dropdown on my models. So I'm going to now come over here to my GPTs one more time. And if you click here on edit, notice now it says welcome back. So everything in that left window is gone. Everything that we did to configure the GPT is still here. And one of the other things I want to show you now, because the amount of characters is limited here, and I don't remember the exact amount, but if you're using the Chat GPT helper, it's going to stay within the character limit that's imposed by that box. But what you can do also is upload files. So you can give it more information about your business. So I have created a folder that is called, I have to move all these little things out of the way. That is called Custom GPT Training. And so I'm going to show you here. I have got some stuff that I've created over the years. that I'm going to give to Chat GPT so it knows more about our approach, our marketing approach. As an example, when we build lead magnets for clients and nurturing funnels, this is the process and what it looks like. I'm going to give ChatGPT this document so that it doesn't make up something or utilize a framework that is outside of the way that we do it. And then we built our ideal customer persona. So I'm going to go ahead and give it my ideal customer persona so it knows exactly who we're talking to. I have got our services mapped out and all the things that we bring to clients. So I have questions about my marketing system. I'm unsure how to leverage AI. These are all the products and services that we have available that map out to based on something a client needs. So you get the idea. I can upload all of these documents over here. So I'm going to click on Upload Files. And I'm going to go to Custom GPT Training Docs. And this is that section that I showed you when I started. I said how to organize your documents, because I think the limit is 10 on the number of documents you can upload, but it doesn't matter how many pages they are. So even though you can only upload 10 files, you can have large files. So I'm just going to upload my ideal customer persona. I'm going to upload our lead magnet sequence. I'm going to upload topics to create content around. So I have a list of 50 topics that small business owners would be interested or perhaps searching for information on that we can educate them on through our social content. I'm going to do our mapped services. I have a PowerPoint presentation that I converted to PDF on how to grow your list. So I'm going to upload that. So this is just all assets that we've created at MSW Interactive Designs that it can leverage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back over here to create, and I'm going to say, I just uploaded several documents that detail our approach. The Custom GPT should use those documents for reference where appropriate and follow the models that we've detailed. So it should update the instructions. Just to recap while it's thinking, what we're doing here is we're building a custom GPT trained specifically on your business. We're using MSW Interactive Designs as an example because I have all the documents here. Instead of that chatty friend that knows everything about anything, now this chatty friend is just going to be all about MSW Interactive Designs and what I've taught it. If I come over to configure, it should have updated and reference my documents. See how it added that. Furthermore, I've uploaded the documents, so it's told it what to do. You want to make sure as you make changes to it that you click on update. So update saves it, refreshes it. And now these conversation starters, it made them up based on kind of the direction that I was going with my inputs, but you can change these. So if you want to add your own conversation starters, you can just type them in here or delete the ones that it came up with. I rarely use conversation starters because I usually do my own custom prompts, but it just adds them in there either way. All right, so let's just test it. Let's do a social media post about one of the topics. Well, actually, I'm going to go that far. I'm going to say, let's do a social media post, because if you did this, if you just went to Chat GPT and said, let's do a social media post, and you hadn't given it anything else, God knows what you would get. It'd be crazy. Now it has all this training. It knows what it's designed for. And it also has this document that I uploaded. So topics to create content around. Let me just show you really quick so that you've got a sense. These are topics that small business owners would be interested in potentially learning more about or have questions about. So I have started a document that is a good resource for Chat GPT to use in writing content for me. So let's just see what it does. And I even have a typo in it, and it knows what to do. So struggling to get more leads, let's fix that. If your website isn't turning visitors into customers, you're leaving money on the table. Here's how to change it. Offer a lead magnet, optimize your website, retarget. And then a soft call to action about us. Okay, and then insert link. So this is it's not broken. I just didn't tell it. I don't want to have to insert the link every time. That's the whole point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say the contact information for MS 573-552-8403 and HTTPS MSW interactivedesigns.com. Be sure to insert that in the content where needed. Okay, so I'm telling it that. So it should come over and update on the configure tab my custom instructions. Didn't finish yet. Let's give it a second. I guess 5,000 people at a conference use a lot of bandwidth. Okay, so let's come over and see now. There it is. So it's got the phone number and it's got the website. Let's do it again. So now we're going to test it. Let's write a social media post. Struggling to get consistent leads. Let's fix that. Optimize your website, leverage automation, create content, use email marketing. Look, now I didn't even give it that. It went and found it. So that's cool. So that's my meeting link. So I could give it my direct meeting link as well. So that's great. Would you like me to adjust the tone or focus on a different topic? So you would never get something that detailed and that good, frankly, without having the custom trained GPT. The beauty of the custom GPT is that now you do not have to tell it this stuff every time you come back in to use Chat GPT. As long as you're using the MSW Marketing Pro or the whatever business name yours is that you've trained, as long as you're using that model, it knows all this stuff and will create it for you. Let's give it another go. Let's just say I love to create a blog post that's SEO optimized and valuable to my target audience. See how generic this prompt is now? You would not get anything good if you did not have this already pre-trained. You can see now why we attempt to do this for all of our performance marketing program clients, because number one, that makes it super easy and consistent for my team to leverage the assets clients give us in a way that's beneficial to them. It keeps the work high quality. And it also becomes an asset for the business owner because we can share the custom GPT and the business owner can use it too. Okay. So it wrote pretty good blog here, how to create a marketing strategy that drives consistent leads. So define your ideal customer, gives examples, develop a strong value proposition, optimize, leverage. So all these steps, they're kind of short. But what I could do then is I could say, I'm going to come over to my create and I'm going to say, we write blogs for clients for the purpose of helping their organic SEO. It's important that the blogs are long form, highly detailed, and high quality for Google. So I'm just telling it that. So it should come back and update the custom instructions. And so what's going to happen now is once those custom instructions are updated and I tell it to write another blog, I should get a much longer and more detailed blog out of it. which is important from a Google standpoint. So Google does not like thin content. So if you're writing blogs that are 500, 750 to 1,000 words, you might as well not waste your time. The long form blogs are what Google's looking for. So usually 2,000 words or more is what you're going to need. So if I come back over to the configure tab, you can see that it updated how we want the blogs written in long form style. So I'm going to come back over here now. So I'm back in Chat GPT. I'm going to refresh this window. All right. So here's my MSW Marketing Pro Custom GPT. So when you come in to Chat GPT, it's going to default to Chat GPT 4.0. But let's say that I want to write a blog or produce content now for MSW. I'm going to come over to my custom trained MSW marketing GPT and see up here it's switched. So now I know which one I'm using, which trained GPT that I'm using. So just to show you an example, I'm just going to say, let's write a blog. So I'm in the MSW Marketing Pro GPT. So I'm just saying, let's write a blog. Let's just see what it does. Again, I've given it content and all of that stuff. So it's giving me some options. Okay, that's great. Let's go. We probably should go back and train it and tell it what year it is. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come over here because did you see that it said top things for 2024? It is 2025. So make sure all content references the current year. So it's going to update the description on the configure tab. You have to make sure you hit update over here. And then I'm going to tell it to, let's just go ahead and do this one. But it did come back with options for blog topics that were related to what MSW Interactive Designs does. So I'm showing you that. I'm going to let it finish, but I'm showing you that, and I'm going to show you what would happen if I chose a different GPT and said, let's write a blog. So it's going into some pretty good detail, which is great. So we don't need to watch all of that. I'm going to come back out. And let's do professional choice contractors GPT. This guy does roofing, siding, foundation stuff. So let's just say, let's write a blog. See what it does here. Okay. So now Rudy's isn't as extensively trained with all the documents like I did for MSW. What do you have in mind? We can cover roofing maintenance, siding options, gutter care, water damage. So you can see it's been trained on the services that he does. So let's do siding options. So I get an entirely different answer and an entirely different approach. But it's trained on Rudy's business. So you can see what it's doing here. Now, if I'm going to stop it. And I'm just going to come out here to the main Chat GPT. So we're just in Chat GPT 4.0. Doesn't know anything. This is the blank slate. And I'm going to say, let's write a blog. Now it knows me a little bit because this is my account. So you can see the whole difference, though, in how these are trained with the MSW versus the professional choice contracting versus just the general Chat GPT. Now, as you're writing these things, so you can see over here on the left-hand side, let me refresh so that it displays. Your conversations build over here on the left-hand side. Blog topic ideas. This is one that I just did. So this was for MSW. I do want to show you, it will name these by default, but then you can change the name. So I'm going to click on these dots. I'm going to say rename. So then it's identifiable. And then this blog topic ideas was Rudy's. That was professional choice. So I'm going to rename it. So now if you will look up here, So when I click on the MSW, see up here, it says MSW Marketing Pro, the model that we're using. And if I click on the professional choice one, we're on the professional choice one. As you're using custom GPTs, you want to make sure that you're looking up here in the upper left so that you know exactly which GPT you're on. And it will continue to use that trained model, whatever up here is where the content is being pulled from, or the training and all the content that it's producing in the answers. That's about all I've got for today. So if there aren't any questions, I'm going to let you guys jump off and I'm going to go back to the conference. So last chance for any questions.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.